perfect scene is, when she's getting the ultrasound and the lady kind of infers like, oh, it's good that you're not keeping the baby. Juno doesn't put her in her place. The mom does. If Juno was such a witty, charismatic, blah, 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 all this shit, then Juno would have been able to say that. I really feel like that's the problem with the movie. I never see Juno. I never see her defend herself in a way that's like, holy shit, like she just shut everybody the fuck up because she, or she, like you just feel like I said, you feel like a perfect example is Good Will Hunting. You have a scene in Good Will Hunting where they ask him, why do you want to join the NSA or why cracking codes, and like that entire monologue will just not only blow you away, but just the way that it's delivered, the way all of it, and all of it's masking this guy's fear of just wanting to move forward and do something with his life. But beyond any of that, it was like what he says, that long thing, like, oh, maybe the oil, and then I kill this guy, and then it's such a great monologue. Hopefully you watch it, but like I never felt Juno could ever deliver something like that to anybody. Like maybe some pro-life people come up to her and like, why don't you want to join Women Now and be our spokesperson? Like you could never. You really think Juno was the kind of girl that she would cave in and do it? Because, I mean, she was going to get an abortion, and all of a sudden some Chinese bitch tells her, no, she's got fingernails. Okay. But you really feel like you really feel like the whole movie's just about, for some reason, for some inexplicable reason, she needed Sarah's cock. And she needed to do this without a condom. She had to fuck this guy. Who knows why? Maybe she needed to lose her virginity. Who knows? There was some inexplicable reason she needed this guy's cock. She got it. She got pregnant, and now she's going to get rid of the child. And then that's really the movie, in a nutshell. It's only until Jason Bateman comes in and kind of twists it to, it might be something, that like there's no other element in here that's just like, I mean, okay, you got the parents that are supportive. Okay, I mean, but at the same time, you're like, I mean, it seems like, well, duh, what are they going to do, throw her on the street and let her die? I mean, yes, that's a possibility, but at the same time, it's just like, you just never feel like anything's really happening here. You just feel like she's going to have the child, she's going to give it up to the Jennifer Garner character, and that's going to be it. She's going to go back to being 16 again, being a little kid, playing guitar, which is how the movie ends. She's just going to go back to be a little girl. And you never feel that way with, like, the other characters that I mentioned in other movies and other, like, you just feel like, you just feel like this, like, there's a lot of hype and praise and all this shit, and you're just like, I just think Jason Bateman should probably be getting more praise. I mean, nothing against Ellen Page, nothing against anybody, but the hype just kind of ruined it for me, and there was a lot of things, like I said, Max, Enid, the friggin' sister in Election, Tracy Flickscott, like, you never feel like Juno owns up to being, like, I gotta hang out with that girl. I gotta, like, or that girl's going somewhere, or that, you just feel like she's just, okay, she likes to play guitar, and there's sequences at the end that show she could be a really good singer, but you never, like, it doesn't marginalize for me. It was just like, there were moments of little wit and quick and comedy, but you just feel like this is a girl that, like I said, Max and Enid could kick the shit out of her, in terms of, Max could walk into a fucking room and own it, and he could fucking go in there and own. He could friggin' get a friggin' aquarium. This is a guy you had to believe this guy could build an aquarium in a school. Or you believe that he, someone like the Bloom character, Bill Murray, would even waste time hanging out with this kid. That they would be like, why waste time? I have money, I'm an adult, I don't need to. Like, you had to really believe that kid would even be an equal, and he totally proved it. Or like Enid, you had to believe that this girl, you had to believe that she was like, that Seymour and her would in a relationship. And with this one, you're like, with Jason Bateman and Juno, you can understand that, like, their characters, there was something there. But with Polly Bleeker and Juno, I'm like, well, of course she fucked him. There's nobody else. I mean, there's no conflict there. It's just he's a dork, and she's kind of missed like per Daria, like a cartoon. Daria had more, like, thinking of just cartoon. Daria was more witty and kind of whatever, and And I'm just sitting there going like, well, of course she's gonna fuck this guy. I mean, this whole movie has not spent any time aside from Bateman showing us anyone else even remotely interested, or what she would, it's just kind of like, well, I'm gonna pick him. And like their biggest fight comes from like what you saw in the trailer. Their biggest fight is, the stink guy. Oh, you're going to prom with someone else. They never show you prom. They never care enough, and that's fine. But you just like that's the fight. Like if this girl was really as whatever and put you in her place, she could like she'd be having that conversation with the girl, or she'd be having it's just kind of like, oh, you're gonna go with someone else. Ugh. It's like, yeah, it's been how many months, and it's like you totally ignored me. What am I supposed to do? Like, what the hell? That doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, why is this even an issue? It just seemed ridiculous to me. And like I said, other than that, I really feel like the film, like I just don't see. It's just a lot of hype, and for a lot of this top 10 lists and all this shit, everybody's just kind of just giving it to Juno, and I'm like, Daniel Day-Lewis, man, There Will Be Blood. You can't get any, better than that. And I'm just like, it's a small kind of quirky little thing. It's a fine first screenplay, but I just saw a lot of flaws like that. Just the Juno and the Jason Bateman character. I saw a lot of flaws that I was just like, I've seen this done better and cooler. And I mean, Rushmore just makes you want to freaking meet a guy like that in your life. With Juno, you're just like, this bitch will probably get pregnant with that dumb fucker again. She's the type of stupid bitch that will not only have sex with him again, they'll get another baby. It just seems like I really don't see where the intelligence is here. I see quick wit. I see that she's able. There is moments where it's like, yeah, there's something there, but you just feel like. I don't really see how, like, there isn't going to be a Juno 2 where she just gets pregnant again. So that's just my 2 cents.